Hi guys, this is Annie. I hope you all are doing great tonight. And tonight I have a quick and easy gradient and stamping manicure for you, so let's get started. And these are the items that we'll be using in tonight's manicure. I will go through them very quickly with you, but they would also be listed in the description box if needed. Here I have some acetone nail polish that I use to clean my stamping plate with. I have a roller tape brush or masking tape if you have that to clean your stamper with. My fast drying top coat, my base coats and my gradient colors, my stamping polish. I have my scraper, some jewels, and my stamping plate together with my transparent stamper and my gradient sponge. And for my tools, I will be using my cotton claw with some cotton on here, my wax pencil to pick up my jewels, a cleanup brush, and since I am using liquid latex, I have a tweezer for this. So now that I have everything ready, let's get started. Alright, so here we are. I have already gone ahead and painted the base color, and I used plain white. The white that I choose to use tonight was by Wet n Wild, and this is white number 453B. It's called French White Creme. And I've also gone ahead and after applying that white for my little accent nail, I applied a color that I choose to use, and that's one of the gradient color, and that is by China Glaze, and it's called Yellow Polka Dot Bikini number 875. So I did one coat of that over the white and it's thoroughly dried, and the next thing we're going to do is apply those little gems or jewelry or whatever you have and top coat that, let it set for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and do the gradient on the fingers that needs to be done. So let's go ahead and apply those jewels, and the way I like to do it is take my top coat and apply a generous amount over that nail polish as long as it's nice and dry, and go ahead and place your jewels according to where you like them, your jewels, your gems, or your stud, whatever you're using. And then we'll go right ahead again and top coat that and let those jewels really get locked in there. So since I'm doing flowers and butterflies, that's exactly what I'm using as far as the jewels are tonight. And as you can see, I'm tapping them down just a little to secure them in that polish. I'm not using glue, but if you choose to, you can go ahead. But I found that when I secure them in the top coat and then I go ahead and apply 2 or 3 layers of that, they do the job just as well, and it's not very hard to remove once you have them locked in there. So that's nice and secured in that nail polish. You can go just tap them down to make sure, or just press down on them. And here I go again, applying another very thick layer of top coat on them, around and above them as well, and that would lock them in. And if you do it properly, they can stay in up to a week. I usually don't have an issue with my jewels and studs falling out because they're locked in so well with the clear top coat. So if you do that really well, it'll stay in. And don't forget to cap the ends of your nails as well, like that. So we'll let that set, and when we apply top coat after the manicure, I'll also apply another layer on that. So the next thing we're going to do is our gradient, and for tonight the two colors that I'm using, like I said, is the yellow from China Glaze, that polka dot bikini, and I'm also using a bright salmon, and this one is called Pool Party number 872. And for the sponge that I'm going to use is one of these little things. If you don't have this, you can actually grab a cosmetic sponge or even one of the eyeshadow little tiny brushes, and you can go ahead and apply that, or you could do it however you're used to doing it. I like to use this little guy here. So let's go ahead, let me show you how I do the gradient, and we'll fast forward it as I'm going, and we'll come right back to the stamping. So since I'm only using 2 colors, I'm going to do half and half on the sponge. So there we have the orange, and then we have the bright yellow. And the way I like to do it right away, is just go in and line it up really well. Press down, roll it on just a little, and then I go in and do the tapping down and blend it in. And it looks like I need just a little bit more on the top, especially of that orange. So I go back on my sponge and a little bit more yellow here. And you might have to do this a couple times until you get the look that you desire, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So roll it on and tap it in. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for here. So I am going to continue doing 4 nails left, and we'll be back for stamping. So I have done with the gradient, and I've waited a couple seconds for that to dry. And once you feel that and it's nice and dry, we can go ahead and start stamping. So the image I'm doing tonight is all butterflies. So I have this one plate from Pueen, and this is my Pueen number 39 plate, and this is from the Love Elements collection, and I'd be using this little pattern right here. And the stamping polish is by Born Pretty, and it's just black. And my favorite scraper, which is the Bondle Monster. And for you to see how well to line these up, I'll be using a transparent stamper. So here we go. Make sure your stamping plate is nice and clean, as well as your stamper. And apply a generous amount on the image. Then make sure you get a nice clean scrape so you could pick up that image. So I'm not pressing too heavy, but I'm pressing heavy enough to remove the excess polish. And the image did not come out. If you can see that, it did not come out. Almost looks like there's a little bit of residue on my stamper. So let me clean that and let's do that over. So make sure your stamper is nice and clean before you go on. If there's any oils on it, it's not going to pick up, and that's what happened just now. So let's try this one more time. Clean it out. I'm going to wipe the stamping plate as well to make sure that the excess nail polish remover comes out of that. And let's try to apply again and get that on the stamper. That's much better. So here we go. I'm going to transfer that image over. It's very light. It's not a very heavy image. I'll start with the pinky, and hopefully you guys could see this. Let me just line it up. I'm going to get half of the big butterfly in there and the little ones. then I'll just press down. If you could see that. Just pressing down. So I'm going to get half of the huge butterfly in there, and then the little one and some flowers. And that's what it is. So let me go ahead and I'll continue doing the next couple nails like that. Alright, so now that we are done with the stamping, I'm going to go ahead before we apply our top coat and remove the latex from around my fingers. And it's better to do this now because stuff that gets put on the latex, if you try to top coat your nails and then remove the latex, all that stuff is just going to fall right back on your top coat. So the best thing to do is to remove the latex before you go top coating, because it just really would make a mess out of your manicure. So here we go, and after I do that, I will apply the top coat and then we'll clean up around the edges. And as you can see, a bunch of stuff is flaking off. So that's the stuff that will fall right back on your top coat if you try to top coat first and then remove the latex. There's this one. Then you can go ahead and gently take your fingers and brush whatever excess that might be on top. Just brush it off and it'll fall right off, or press it down if it's part of the image that's on your nail. And now that we have that done, I'm going to go and apply my top coat. The best way to apply top coat is to get a nice thick one, and when you're brushing it on to your images on your nails, do not press down on it. You don't want to ruin that manicure, and try to avoid swiping over the same spot twice. If you're working with a very thin top coat, be very careful. And don't forget to cap the ends of your nails as well, because like I always remind you guys, that definitely helps to prevent chipping from the nails, from the tips going upward. So this is what you do. You take the brush and you gently go over the tips of your nail. That's capping the nails. And then I'll also apply another heavy layer on those little butterflies and flowers that I've applied on the accent nail, and lock that in better. And when we're done, we'll just take a cleanup brush with some non-acetone nail polish and clean up around the fingernails. And I'm going to use non-acetone for that because it's a little bit easier on the skin, the cuticles, than just applying the raw acetone. It takes a little more time to get that cleaned up, but at the end it does less damages. I have applied acetone a couple times on my videos and it just really did damages to my cuticles, so I went back to using the latex and using non-acetone polish to clean up around the fingernails. So let's get that brush ready because we do have a little bit of cleaning up to do. So let's grab that brush and my non-acetone nail polish remover and we'll be right. So here is some non-acetone, and I am using just a regular little brush to clean up around here. So give that a few little dips in the non-acetone and very carefully go along the edges and clean up where there's nail polish left. So I'll continue doing that for the rest of my nails. that's it, guys, with my quick and easy nail stamping manicure. I do hope you enjoyed this video tonight. And as usual, if you have any questions, you can feel free to write to me. I'll answer them as best as I can. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for my upcoming videos as well. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.